Good morning, friends and fellow Americans. My name is Tom Zawistowski, and I'm the president of the We the People Convention. I was talking to my wife, Nanette, about whether I should send out a Christmas greeting. I know all of you have been getting emails from politicians and organizations and groups we support, I never want to send you anything that isn't of value. I never want to waste your time, effort, or money. I say that at all my presentations. And so, I thought, well, do I really have anything to say on Christmas Eve, on Christmas Day, to say to you personally? And I thought about that, and I decided, I just wanted to wish, everyone the very best this Christmas. But particularly, I wanted to reach out to those of you who, maybe Christmas isn't as happy a holiday as it is for others. We have this American dream of the family get together at Christmas and all the presents and the joy of that. And if you're a Christian, going to mass and celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ and what that symbolizes, for all of us, a rebirth and a forgiveness and a chance to do better in our lives. But it's not like that for everyone. I know there are those of you who are there this Christmas, watching this video and saying, your family isn't coming to your house today. Maybe you've lost a spouse and you're going to be remembering, that you've lost your spouse, and that's will be hard for you. Maybe the kids are just scattered all over and they won't be able to be there with you. And many people never really had that family in the first place, never, really had that unity. And I can remember when I was a young man, when I had first left our family home. I was living on my own for the first time, and my first Christmas outside of the house was a pretty rough one. I was working as a janitor in Erie, Pennsylvania, and I lived in a room in a warehouse in a building that was being used as a storage facility, and I just had a room there and didn't have a lot of money, and it was Christmas Eve. And I went down the street, and there was a place that had been selling Christmas trees, and I had gone by there, in the days leading up to Christmas, and I just didn't have the money to afford a tree, and I had like $3, and it was Christmas Eve, and I went to that place that was selling Christmas trees, and of course by then the trees were picked over. There were only the ugliest of trees were left, and I couldn't even afford one of those. I said to the guy, I have $3. And he said, well, he says, I've got this like 4 foot tall, maybe 3 foot tall top of a tree that I had cut off. And he says, I'll sell that to you for the $3. So I took it back to my warehouse, and I didn't have a stand. And I had a glass jar, and I put the tree in the glass jar, and I tried to put stuff in the jar to make it heavy so it would maybe stand up, and put it kind of against a wall to hold it. And I had gotten a few Christmas cards, from family leading up to Christmas. And so I took my Christmas cards and I taped them onto my tree. So I had this scraggly tree, with these Christmas cards taped onto that tree on a cold winter, Christmas in Erie, Pennsylvania, where I grew up. And but I wasn't despondent. I had been born and raised Catholic, and I had been well schooled, in the faith, and I knew that Christmas was a celebration of the birth of Jesus, and whether you're a Christian or not, and I am really a non-practicing Catholic. I've had a lot of problems with the Catholic faith over my life, but it's still, the birth of Christ represents something for all people, and that is that it can get better, that tomorrow's a better day, that you can be forgiven for your sins, that that you can keep working to be happy, and it brings the joy to the world is the song that I love for Christmas, the number one Christmas song, because it is joy to the world. There's a new birth, and there's a new birth in all of us at this time of year. And so I wanted to just reach out to all of you, who are as lucky as I am, to have a great family and to have a postcard perfect Christmas with the tree and the gifts and the kids and all that. We're going to have a fantastic Christmas, and I hope you will too. But I know that all of you aren't going to have that. And I want you to know that I'm thinking about you today. I think about you. I think about the people who do not have all the things in their life. Perhaps you're dealing with a severe illness. Perhaps you're worried about the future. I know many of us are worried about the future of our nation. But this is a time of great joy. And this is a time for all of us, whether you're with family or you're not. Just remember what the birth of Jesus means, and what it means for you is that you can be happy and you can have a great life, and you can have your sins forgiven, and you can start again. Tomorrow's another new day, and so I want to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas, and hopefully all the best for all of us in the new year. I'm Tom Zawistowski, President of the We the People Convention. Merry Christmas, everyone.